That was better, whoa, whoa, whoa. Hey everyone, Reethany View Tano here, the internet's review music. And it's time for a review of the new Big KRIT mixtape, It's Better This Way.
Oh, do you hear that, ladies and gentlemen? The Big KRIT, the scariest monster this side of the Mississippi.
He's just a rapper. He's not a monster.
Don't lie. I know he's a scary man. He sounds scary man.
Big KRIT is a Mississippi rapper who came up about 5 years ago at this point with a pretty awesome mixtape, KRIT Was Here. And since the release of this tape, he has released several other album quality mixtapes for free. And while these projects are good, sometimes ranging up to amazing, I think that he's had a hard time translating this talent that he has onto his commercial projects. This is something that he has acknowledged in his own lyrics. Now, out of the blue, he's released this new mixtape. He's just dropping one after another. I will say before we get into this tape, he is a pretty versatile rapper, a rapper who tends to produce a lot of his instrumentals. He has tons of tracks that are more personal, introspective, more conscious in nature, address a lot of social issues. Other songs that are fantastic party songs, songs about cars, women, money, success, the rap game. It's rare that an artist comes along and bridges the gap between these two worlds as well as KRIT does, which is why I've continued to listen to him and check up on him and his new music, because I think he's a talented and an interesting artist. Now he's dropped a new tape out of the blue, and he's making a huge statement right out of the gate with the album art here, with the title of this tape, and also the introductory track of this tape. How this album essentially starts is KRIT's car stalls, so he's left on foot, and he is standing at a crossroads, and he has to decide which direction is he going to go in. Is he going to go in the direction that he went before and other people went that way, or a direction that he went another time and it was bad, or is he going to go in this new, bold, amazing, totally different direction? And I embrace this sentiment. I think KRIT has dropped so much music at this point that while he has displayed quite a bit of versatility, he's also exposed a bit of a formula he goes into almost every project with. So I'm kind of looking for a change from KRIT, a bit of an alteration of some kind that will bring him into the next few years feeling kind of fresh, exciting, and different. However, going into this new project over here, he still sounds very greatly influenced by the same number of artists, people like Kanye West, Andre 3000, David Banner, Scarface, 8Ball and MJG, a little bit of trap, a little bit of soul, a little bit of jazz, and of course across all of these songs, it delivers a little bit of a narrative. And I love the imagery of the introductory track. And I'm absolutely floored by the following song, King Part 4. The jazz instrumental on this song is intense as hell. It's fantastic, it's intricate, it's layered, it's beautiful. KRIT's delivery over this track, while he may be addressing a lot of the same themes he usually does about success and determination and so on and so forth, it's definitely one of the most fiery deliveries he's laid onto a song in a while. Shortly after this track, falls into a pattern of familiarity with the song 86, something that he even acknowledges with the skit that happens before this song. He approaches that familiar character that has appeared on his mixtapes before, talking about 1986. And he's like, oh, this guy's going to say something about 1986 again. So they go into this 1986 spiel, mentioning all of these very culturally relevant moments from the year 1986. Then they bust into a song, which, as I said, is titled 86, and the previous song that he did that was pretty much titled after 1986 was so much better. Not only is this track inferior, but KRIT is so obviously just repeating a theme and a song concept that he had before, which so boldly goes against what the title, the cover, and the intro of this mixtape tells us. This is not some road that K.R.I.T has never taken before. This is very much a track that could have slipped onto his last album or his previous mixtape, and it would have fit there and not sounded out of place. And the thing is, I think the album kind of goes downhill from here. I mean, once K.R.I.T embraces his old ways once again, I think he just kind of falls into familiar patterns and starts delivering these kind of mediocre southern-flavored pop rap tracks, like on the song No Static or on the song Shaken Off, where I don't see the appeal of his guest producer's production at all. I feel like Big KRIT could have produced this beat with one hand tied behind his back. This beat is so skeletal, it's so flat, and the synth bass line is not doing anything for me. It's just so rigid and lifeless. It's a little old school in vibe, but I think that's really the only shred of appeal it has going for it. And I'm equally uninterested in the auto-tune ballad that this same guy produces later on the record. The song Vanilla Sky is kind of one of those sweet, somber interludes that we often get on a Big KRIT song where KRIT is singing. It's surprisingly enough one of his better sung tracks, but again, I feel like this is another moment on this record where KRIT is falling into the same patterns he's done time and time and time again on his previous projects. I feel as if he's just done a bit of a bait and switch on this new mixtape over here. Not only that, he's kind of drowning himself out by refusing to reinvent himself in any significant way. As we go deeper into the record, the album fails to do anything exciting on the song Keep It Boomin' or Party Tonight, which given the title you would expect, I don't know, something worth having a party to, but instead the instrumental and Big KRIT himself, delivery-wise, sounds like he's in need of a nap. Where's the allure and the electricity and the excitement and just the vibe that you just want to be driving really slow with this booming out of your car midday in a crowded area? Even the moments on this record where I feel like KRIT is trying to make some kind of poignant observation with his lyrics don't really hit me that hard because he continually makes the same observations over and over and over in the same ways that he has before. Again, I feel like we've gotten the exact opposite of what this tape tells us that we're getting. We're not getting anything different. We're not getting anything revolutionary. We're not even getting anything the least bit reinvented. It's the same elements that we've been getting from KRIT for the past 7 projects, just kind of rearranged in a slight way to the point where it's kind of aggravating. And not only that, but songwriting-wise, I feel like this little mixtape over here is kind of out to lunch. I think there are some tracks on here that I could separate out of the track listing here, a handful or so, and I could enjoy them. And there are a few instrumentals here and there outside of those tracks that I think are decent. But other than that, this mixtape is slim pickings for me, honestly. I'm feeling a light to decent 5 on this tape. Transition, have you given this record a listen? If you have, did you love it? Did you hate it? Why? What do you think I should review next? And that's it. Anthony Fantano, music forever.